Hello everybody, my name is Logan S, and welcome back to my Pokemon Emerald Randomizer Nuzlocke. We are getting back into this where we are about to face Maxie for I think the final time. And he is going to lead out with his Cacnea, and I do want to mention that this was another fight that when I was a kid I was a little bit scared of. There's a little bit of a theme going in this. I was young when I played these games. And I was not the best Pokemon player back then. I'm still not, but I'm definitely better now. I definitely spend way more time grinding and getting my Pokemon up levels now than I did back then. But anyway, this fight proceeds along, and Cacnea does some pretty good damage to DDR, our Dance Dance Revolution fighting machine. But we're able to take it down. It does get up some spikes, though, which I do think I do forget about later in this match. But I switch into Fu Manchu because I am fairly certain he can easily take this. Maxie has some potions. I'm going to have to take that down. But with a crit landing there, we're able to easily take down the Lickitung. Fu Manchu gains a level, and he's about to switch in Lunatone. So I try to decide who do I want to switch into here. And I could have easily gone with any other choice than I'm about to go with. I decide to look at the moves, and I decide my best course of option is to send in our Ludicolo and take some damage from spikes, which I forgot about. And I'm just going to fake this thing out, and I think surfing it one time should take it down. But Lunatone uses Fury Swipes, and thank God it only hit 3 times, because if that would have hit all 5 times, we would have lost DDR. But I decide enough of this is enough. Let's go over into the Land God, our Groudon, to finish off Maxie with the Pokemon that he was trying to awaken. But that goes down, and Maxie realizes his mistake. From there, we are able to head on out of this magma hideout, and I go into our Gengham 2 that we caught while we were in there. Because I really want to use an Alakazam. I really like Alakazam. It's really strong. I spend some time debating on who we should bench for him before ultimately deciding on the Tentacruel, and then I use our dead Pelipper, I think it was dead anyway, to fly. That's the only reason I'm using it, not going to use it in battle, obviously. But from there, we have this training montage, and you really do forget how much grinding you have to do. I really do understand why some people use rare candies to grind their Pokemon instead of grinding their Pokemon when they do Nuzlockes. I do think I'm torn on it because obviously rare candies make it a heck of a lot faster to get leveled up, but then you don't get the EVs whenever you train, whenever you just use rare candies. Because I remember being a kid and I had like a level 76 or 77 Rayquaza, and one of my other friends challenged me to a battle, and we had to use link cables back then. And he had like a level 70, he had a level 100 Rayquaza he had gotten using rare candies that he cheated to get. And I wiped the floor with his Rayquaza because I had a bunch of EVs on mine where he didn't. I didn't know it at the time, but that's why. Anyway, I come over here, try to go to the Aqua Hideout. Remember, we hadn't done that yet, and I get our encounter for this area, which I realize I hadn't gotten yet, and I capture a Hitmontop. Hitmontop is a Pokemon I've never really used before, just because the method of getting it is a little bit weird. But I decide to nickname it Dreidel. I'm not Jewish, but it reminds me of the Dreidel spinning top. From there, I decide to fight our rival May one last time, see what she's got in store. And she, honestly, as you can see how quickly this battle goes by, it was absolutely no problem. DDR handled it solo, and we were able to take May down. So from there, I go into the department store, sell some stuff, buy some stuff, see what TMs are up here, because there is a TM shop. And my lord, we need some TMs. Thankfully, there is one or two, I think there's one good TM here. I decide to get Brick Break, and I'm going to put it on Groudon. I think is the best Pokemon to have that on. I'll later learn that Dreidel doesn't learn, or Hitmontop won't learn Brick Break, which I think is weird. Anyway, from there we're able to fly around, get some story stuff done, and now we are able to get into the Magma Hideout. Not Magma, Aqua Hideout. The Aqua Hideout I am much more familiar with because I did play Sapphire when I was a kid. But you know, in the interest of gaining levels, I run around and I'm going to challenge all of these trainers. I know that's not always advised, especially in a Nuzlocke, and especially when you're randomizing, because they could have something absolutely amazing, but I get a little bit lost on these warp panels as always. I know I could look it up, but anyway, I eventually find what I'm looking for, which is where the Master Ball usually is. Everything has been randomized, so we do get one good item with the Lucky Egg. And then for this encounter, I decide I'm going to go for the top one, because this is also randomized, and we get Kyogre, which I am absolutely, oh my god, I need this thing on my team just for insurance. So I spend a little bit of time. I think it's going to be kind of hard to capture this because Groudon was, but Kyogre is actually much, much easier to capture for us. So with that, we have our second legendary Pokemon on the team, and it is Kyogre. I do love Kyogre. It was the reason I went for Sapphire instead of Emerald. And I decide, since it's an ogre, I'm going to name it Shrek. So we now have Shrek, and I decide, you know what, let's see what this other option could have been. And it would have been a Krabby, so thank God I decided to try that top one first. I debate on putting Shrek on the team immediately, but ultimately I decide, at least for now, oh, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait. Then we saw right there, I could have had a Zapdos as my encounter instead of a Hitmontop, but anyway, moving on. We go to fight this admin who is here to delay us so that the ship can get ready and set out to sea. And he's not going to do too much to us, and we end up taking him down. So from there, we finally unlock this part here, where we're able to now head on over to the next town where Tate and Liza are going to be. I'm not going to battle them just quite yet. I'm just running through. I'm going to defeat all of these trainers, take them on one-on-one where I can. We run into this trainer who has a Moltres, which I was a little bit scared of at first. She burns our land god, and I make it out alive, thankfully. And then I head on out to heal up. Ooh, I thought I was going to heal up. No, I'm still going and trekking. Ooh, I'm getting risky here. But we have this big fight here, Gangham. And I was so afraid of this. I don't know why I didn't go back and heal myself, but anyway, first Pokemon goes down. The Muck isn't going to stand much of a chance, and we take it down. Gangham gains another level, learns Psychic. Did he learn Psychic? I don't remember. Anyway, cleared up the rest of the trainers, and now it's just time to run around, train up, and I run into these two trainers with a Wobbuffet, and I am scared this Wobbuffet can easily take something down. I am just going to try to take it down as quick as possible. It is at a higher level now, so maybe it won't. And thankfully, it didn't do Mirror Coat or Reflect or anything like that. And the Wobbuffet goes down without putting down a Destiny Bond or anything like that. I head into the Spheal Cave, get our encounter for this cave, which is going to end up being a Seadra, which I do like, even though I've never really used it before. When I play Gen 1 games, Seadra is not really the Pokemon I usually go for my water type. But anyway, we are able to catch it. I name it Sea Dragon. And then I put it in the box where it's probably going to end up staying for the rest of the run, let's just be honest. But just running around, seeing what other encounters we could have got. You saw there was a Groudon there. There was an Entei. Just, running around, seeing what items we can get, because at this point I am actively searching for any and all items I can find laying on the ground, actively trying to find some good TMs, because man, I am hurting for some good moves, especially for DDR. But we don't really end up finding anything in the cave, so I end up just going and I realize, hey, I can get a few more encounters. There's some more items down here. There's Pacifilog Town and that area to the left of it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get some encounters, train up some Pokemon while I'm getting ready for Tate and Liza, because if I'm not mistaken, their levels need to be in the 40s, like 41, 42 or something like that. So next encounter I get is Nidoqueen, and I decide to call it Yasqueen. Put it in the box where it may or may not stay. I don't know. Nidoqueen can be a pretty good Pokemon. Anyway, running around, find out where I find the area where we're going to end up having to dive later. Run into some trainers here. Head over to Evergrande City to get our encounter for Evergrande, which I'm hoping will be good. But it ends up being just a little Igglypuff. Oh god. Well, I do end up catching it, and I named it Plan Z because that is the only way an Igglypuff is ever going to end up on my team, is if literally every other party member faints and I have nobody left in the box. So head on over, fight a few trainers, get another encounter here, which is going to be, it could be another legendary, a Latios. I do prefer Latios, I think, but Latios could still be good. I try for a while to capture this thing, and I end up killing it because I didn't have enough Pokeballs, and I was afraid that I was just gonna, anyway, killed it. Not gonna get it. Moving on along, get to Pacifilog Town, try to get another encounter here. I decide to fish for it because I hadn't fished for one in a while. And that ended up with getting us a Voltorb, which is only level 13, so thankfully if it does explode, I don't have to worry about it. Nickname it Boom, stick it in the box for a rainy day if that should come. Next encounter, we get a Paris. I do like Paris, even though it's considered very bad. I nicknamed it Ace in honor of when I was a little kid playing Pokemon Yellow for the first time, or maybe it was Red, but it was one of the two. But my best friend at the time, Nick, caught me a Paris in where the Rockets are in Mount Moon, and named it Ace for me. So anytime I get a Paris, I nickname it Ace just in honor of my friend who did that. She's still my friend, but you know, we've grown apart over the years. Anyway, next encounter, I get a Delcatty, nickname it Cat, and then I decide to fly on back, train up just a little bit more. I promise we are getting close, I believe. Here's just one more little training montage, just getting everything up into at least level 40. It's what I really want, or at least getting them very close. But I get impatient, as always. Then I head in there to the gym and I do our ceremonial save. A little bit underleveled on some of my Pokemon, but I decide, you know what, I've been having some good luck. Let's risk it for the biscuit. Let's go for it all. So we are going to battle Tate and Liza. Now this battle is one that I vividly remember as a kid trying and just getting wiped every single time I tried it. The only way I was able to finally beat this as a kid was I ended up randomly finding a Sharpedo, and I was like, wait, this thing can learn Crunch, which is a dark type attack, and I need that for Tate and Liza. So I caught a Sharpedo, and with that Sharpedo, I was able to wipe the floor with them, and ever since then, Sharpedo is one of my favorite Pokemon. But anyway, back to this version of Tate and Liza. We get through the first Pokemon no problem, and the big issue comes up here is the Latios. Now this is a legendary Pokemon. It is above my levels. It's the level 42. Bayonet tries to put a curse on us. But yeah, this thing, I just know for a fact I am about to lose a Pokemon. Especially, it just depends on what else they have as to if I lose more than one. And thankfully, it's just a little Trapinch. Now, I love Flygon. Again, 3rd generation is my favorite, and I have like 10 Pokemon in the 3rd generation that I absolutely love, and Flygon has got to be in the top 3. I love Flygon, but let's be honest, Trapinch, it ain't scaring me. I decide let's just get rid of the Trapinch just in case there's any shenanigans up, and we can get rid of it. Thankfully, no Boomies can tank a Psychic. And I need to figure out how am I going to approach this thing. I decided to try to get an Omni Boost with the Ancient Power. Of course, it's going to Protect. I decide, you know what? My best option is to hope that it doesn't target Alakazam, and let's try to bulk up a little bit. Well, not bulk up, but let's try to Calm Mind a little bit, get some more damage. I see where we are. With this, with I think only one Calm Mind, it does pretty daggone good considering it's resisted. And I know Alakazam can tank that all day, so I think this battle is in hand. We're going to get this, and thankfully without losing any Pokemon. So if you want to see my next video where we end up going for 8 gym badges before we go to the Elite Four, consider giving me a subscription. And share this video with somebody if you really liked it. But, we're going to take down this Latios, and that's going to be it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed my run through this randomizer. I do plan on doing another Nuzlocke in the future. I don't know when, but I am going to be changing up the rules a little bit. So if you want to see that, come and hang out with me later, and we'll hopefully have a good time together. But with that, we get our TM4, which contains Double Kick, which may or may not come in useful. I don't know, but thank you. See you in my next video. Goodbye.